An eternal war in the underways has been raging for a millennia, and today we look to continue that engagement. Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another online battle on another custom map. Today's custom map is the Skaven Warpstone Mines, and the dwarfs are going to be taking on the enemy Skaven in an epic 3v3 sent in to me by my Discord. So massive thank you to my Discord, and also if you guys want to be a part of these battles in the future, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord. The link will be in the description down below, and you can be a part of these epic custom map battles, as well as other games. People are always looking for other co-op campaigns, other total war battles, amongst other things. So make sure to go over there and become a part of my community. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to drop a like down below to let me know that you guys are into these custom map battles. So yes, as I said, the custom map battle we are taking on today are the Warpstone Mine. And it's a really interesting kind of almost like siege defense, even though it's not really a siege. There's lots of different choke points where the Skaven can use their forces pretty effectively. As this is obviously a mine, it's not really an open field, and it's going to be up to the Skaven to use all these choke points nicely, and I assume that's exactly what they are going to do. Funnel the dwarfs in, surround them, and use all manner of creation to destroy them. So we're going to go ahead and look through kind of the main units people are bringing and then get started straight away in this battle. You might see also a little bit of clipping on the camera. That's just down to the map. You know, it's underground. The lighting's a little bit messed up with the shadows and stuff. But oh well. We're also using the Steel of Faith mod, and I'll make sure to link the mod for this map down below in the description as well. So we have some miners with blasting charges on the front line. Then we have a whole plethora of longbeards. They're going to be making up the main infantry line. Behind them we have some quarrelers with great weapons. So once they've done shooting their bolts, they can pull out their massive axes. Then we also have a bunch of slayers. I really like the addition to these slayers, having like the green almost warpstone embedded into their axes. It looks really cool and tribal. Then the next army, again, we have a lot more of these longbeards. We actually also have some iron breakers as well on the front line. I can't wait to see what these bad boys are made of. Along with some more iron drakes. These iron drakes are going to burn the rats alive, along with some hammerers in the back ranks and some more thunderers to help deal with the hell pit abomination. Then we have a flame cannon, some more miners and thunderers. They're going to be supported by more iron drakes cannons, and also some more longbeards and iron breakers. So we've got kind of a heavy machine army on this right hand side, and then two heavy infantry armies. So I wonder if they're going to be able to support them or not in these battles, because once they get kind of engaged in these choke points, it's going to be extremely hard to maybe deal with these warp fire throwers, with all these artillery and storm vermin, which will be littering the map. Not to mention all the other Skaven which will just be spawning, meaning that the dwarves actually have to defend their artillery, which will be really interesting to see if they do that or not. So the rest of the Skaven army, you can see we have lots of artillery set out around the battlefield, loads of clown rats and storm vermin, along with a couple of hell pit abominations, as well as poison winged globadiers, more storm vermin, and plenty more artillery. I mean, this artillery battery is pretty disgusting. We also obviously have these warp fire throwers as well set out around the map. It's going to be really hard for the Skaven to take these guys on, and I was told this battle goes down to the wire, so I am super excited just to see how close this is. I'm also really excited to see if the dwarfs can even get, like, how close they can get up to the enemy before getting absolutely smashed, because there is a lot of artillery coming in from both sides of the field, and I think the Skaven definitely have the artillery front. We do actually, however, have the grudge thrower going off, and then the Skaven are immediately going to be retaliating with their warp lightning cannons. Luckily, the warp lightning cannons aren't amazing at taking care of the infantry. However, these trebuchet ones are amazing. What are they even called? They're like the... I can't even remember what they are actually called. The Plague Cross? Something like that, right? Let's have a little look-see. The Plague Core catapults, yeah. And they're gonna be great at taking out this infantry, especially as the dwarves try and make their way up through the mines to actually enter the central part of them. And they're doing exactly that along the entire battle line. And then you can just see the amount of artillery coming in. My god, I feel sorry for these brave dwarfs. Once they get in through here, once they get engaged against the Skaven forces, I don't think this artillery will be as effective as it is right now. I love this bell up here. This looks amazing, as we do have this bell kind of just with a warp lightning kind of coming out of it down into the mine. That looks really cool. Really cool indeed. And this battery right now is just unloading on the dwarfs. My god, but I mean, dwarfs do have elite heavy infantry, so that's to be expected. They're just getting picked apart right now. Considering the balance of power is already not in their favor, it's going to be a hard fight. They're only outnumbered, though, by a little bit, so not too bad, actually. Some slingers we have back here, throwing out just a few rocks. Not really going to be piercing too much of the dwarven armor, but, you know, every bit of missile does help. And we do have these poison-winged globadeers. What variant are these? These are the death globadeers right here. And they are actually going to be doing some damage to these miners. Luckily, though, they are just miners. They're not exactly like iron breakers or anything like that. But they are still going to be doing damage to the front line. We finally have our first little bit of engagement, as we do have this glorious runesmith running forward to take the brunt of the assault, whilst the iron breakers get off their satchel charges, which is a smart move. Oh, sorry, the miners get off their satchel charges. Now, that's going to be the most valuable part of them. However, they don't look like they've done any damage to these storm vermin whatsoever. And the Skaven artillery is moving in. And Queek himself is going to be leading the front assault, trying to use his abilities to help buff his soldiers. On the other side, we can see the Iron Drakes blowing up quite a lot of these Skaven storm vermin. Again, the storm vermin just don't seem too effective compared to other units. Nice little warp lightning explosion there, along with the rest of the artillery. It's going to be so hard for the dwarves to even get their infantry or even their missiles into the combat. Honestly, they just need to kind of sit back and hope for the best. The flame cannon coming out. God, that flame cannon has some range on it. My god, that Skaven flame. What was a flame? I mean, that dwarven flame cannon. That was a flame cannon, right? Yeah, it was. They have some huge... I guess that's something to do with the Steel Faith overhaul mod. Because that just, it seems like it can shoot really far compared to what it could beforehand. We do have an abomination, though, clashing in against the Longbeards. I imagine we'll be seeing all of the missiles. Yeah, the Thunderers, the Quarrelers, everything trying to focus this thing down, as it is a, you know, just a disgusting being. And you can see all the Quarrelers unloading their shots. Thankfully, what they really need to do is get these Iron Drakes up here. They need to get these Gunners up here, and they just need to be shooting double time to bring that thing down. But I mean, the HP does look like it is getting reduced. And these Iron Drakes, I imagine will be doing some quite good damage. You know, burn it with fire, kill it with fire and all. It's just so tanky, it really is. If we take a look at it, it still has 7,000 HP left. And the artillery is just still coming in, finding its mark. On this right side, we are seeing the Iron Drakes, you know, burning the enemy, which is a really smart move right here. You know, using the Iron Drakes to hit the missiles in the back ranks. Because again, these Poison Wing Globadeers, or the Death Globe Bombardiers, sorry, are, you know, they're pretty short range. So it means the Iron Drakes can effectively take them out. I mean, at the moment, they're doing almost no damage to them. I'm really surprised how little damage these guys are pouring in on them. I would expect kind of a bit more. We also have this side attack right here, and this is where a lot of the Slayers are, and they're going to be so valuable, because once they do finally break through this unit of Storm Vermin right here, they're going to come up against some Clan Rats, and then finally 2 Abominations, which is something they need to take out. Killing the Abominations is so important, as if they're left alone, they can just rack up so many kills. Going back to the main fight, we can see, how is the artillery still shooting? By the looks of it, it is still volleying. Where's like the main artillery battery? Right here. Yeah, it's still shooting. You can see them coming in, hitting the flanks. And this is just a killing square right now. You have this artillery going in really close range. You have these cannons going out, the warp lightning cannons going out. This is just a killing zone right now. Really nice play here by the Skaven, using the choke points effectively. It does look like we have got one Abomination down, though. That is pretty nice for the Dwarfs. Killing one of them Abominations is going to really help them out. Then if we make our way over to the right flank, you can see the Dwarven infantry is finally starting to prove its worth. It's slowly taking this down with the support of the Iron Drakes, burning the back line of the Skaven. The Dwarven Longbeards are, as I said, finally starting to prove their worth, and taking down these Death Runners and these Clan Rats and Plague Monks and anything else they really have to show for them. And it's just whether or not the artillery can continue to do the damage that they are doing. You can see even the warp lightning cannons have now turned round. Really smart placement. And just look at that damage on the hammerers. We even have the hammerers over here routing. Really, wow. But poor hammerers, they just did not stand a chance against the dwarfs. Oh, I guess because all these warp fire throwers came up, that's probably going to be it. They are going to be deadly if they can get some clean shots off on the dwarfs. I just don't see how the dwarfs have any hope here, if I'm honest. I mean, granted, they are slowly breaking through the ranks, but It just looks like the Skaven still have so many men left. The balanced power is still extremely even. The Skaven have lost around about 2,000 men, or 2,000 rats, and the dwarves have lost around I guess the dwarves have only lost around about 1,000 of their units, and they have a big push on this right flank, which is really starting to go in their favor. I think we're going to start to see a lot of these dead units. But we also do have these Plague Monk Center Bearers, which are really good. But we also have Ungrim Iron Fist in the midst of the front line, and he is going to be sending these rats flying. He really, really is. Also, if you guys are interested, I have started a Thorgrim Iron Hammer campaign over on my YouTube channel. Just make sure to go over, click subscribe, and go over onto the front page. It'll be right towards the top of my channel. And you can find that. That's going to be on Mortal Empires. We're going to hopefully reclaim Carrick 8 Peaks. And the really fun thing is that Queek Headtaker gets the quest to take Carrick 8 Peaks alongside everyone else, alongside Belagar and alongside Skarsnik. So it's going to be really, really fun. Oh no, the Slayers have even had to go into combat against the Storm Vermin. And this is not an ideal matchup when there are still 2 abominations left on the field. That is going to be a hard fight. And again, I love this bell up here. It just looks so cool in the background. It really does. More men being pushed in. I guess I should say dwarfs. There are no men on this field. And the artillery is simply just being repositioned, as the dwarfs are still not being able to break through this line. We're actually going to have some of the gutter runners making their way around the flank. The gunners obviously can be working, overtime here. For the moment, it doesn't even look like they're shooting anything. Here we go, finally forming up. It's going to be up to these gunners to inflict some damage on the enemy. Another huge explosion right there by Queek, popping up his Verminous Valor, I think it's called. There are still some elite hammers left, and this being Steel Faith does mean the hammers are really good. And it does look like the only kind of side which is winning is this left flank right now, crushing in the flank. I mean, granted, if they can get onto these Skaven, it's going to be easy because a lot of this artillery crew is awful. So all they need to do is get on the crew, kind of overwhelm the cannons, and a large portion of the Skaven defense is going to be useless and just overwhelmed by, the more elite soldiers. At the moment, we have some Iron Breakers fighting up against the Plague Priests and the Warp Lightning Cannons, and also the Plague Monk Sense Bearers. But I think the main thing is they're silencing this artillery. And same thing over here. We just need to bring these dwarfs out of the battle and get onto the artillery crew. Because, I mean, there's a large amount of artillery personnel right here they can clear out. And again, that's exactly what they're doing here. They've got a unit of their Iron Breakers down there. This is really good for the dwarfs. If they have any hope of winning this battle, they're going to want to make sure that they stop this artillery from shooting as soon as physically possible. We do actually have this abomination, though, riding in the back ranks. I don't think there's any Slayers around or gunners to help take this thing out. That is not good at all. I mean, the battle still looks amazing right now. Artillery just going back and forth. The lightning bell as well. Pump them dwarven legs indeed. You can even just see the shots going in the background. You see the lightning coming out. The dwarves honestly just need to push on deep here. Try and just go for broke. Take out all this artillery crew, anything they have. Because this left flank is winning. And I imagine the right flank hasn't even won, though. The clan rats have done an amazing job here. I honestly thought these Slayers and these dwarves would run through the Skaven clan rats. But they've definitely struggled. Obviously, the Warfire Throwers helped, but I honestly was expecting a lot more there on that right flank. Over on this side, we can see the dwarfs are fully surrounding the abominations, and they will be taking them down. I mean, this is Ungrim Iron Fist right here, with a help of the Runesmith. All of his buffs are going to be doing great damage against the Hell Pit Abomination. Now, if you wanted any legendary lord to be fighting this Hell Pit Abomination, I imagine it would be Ungrim Iron Fist right now. I mean, he is pretty low, though. They also do have a lot of gunners coming up and helping out as well as the grudge throwers and the cannon. Yeah, the cannon is trying to focus his stamping down. We also have a gyrocopter as well, a gyro bomber. Does look like it has run out a lot of its bombs, though. Just running low on that machine gun now. And the abomination is going to go down with the help of the artillery and the iron drakes. That HP is going down really, really quickly as it just gets set ablaze. Now, that's with no Slayers whatsoever. Smart move here. We're using the gunners to help try and stop this artillery from shooting. They honestly just need to keep on pushing. However, we are going to be getting a unit of clan rats moving over here to try and silence them, stop them from continuing on, as the rest of this artillery just moves on Really nice, use of artillery here. I feel very sorry for the dwarfs. I think maybe the dwarfs needed more gyrocopters here to take out the Skaven. And that could be a really sensible thing to bring, as we do have another Lord. This Lord looks amazing. Look at him just with a huge hammer. That's sick. So yeah, maybe bringing more gyrocopters would be smart against Skaven, because the Skaven don't really have a lot of anti-air besides like the slingers. So if you could bring a lot of gyrocopters to start hitting the artillery early and kind of get on top of them, you could do a lot of damage to Skaven. Now, I think Skaven do have a spell which actually stops a unit from flying. But if the enemy don't bring a spellcaster that can use that, I think it can be really useful, as this abomination does look like it's about to go down. Ungrim Iron Fist has done his job. It's still going to get one last charge off against the Longbeards before it does get slain. Ungrim and his boys and his runesmith are going to go charging in bow to take this thing out. Wipe it from the battlefield. And it's only going to be a matter of time until it does go down. And there we have it. Another abomination down. And it's going to be up to this left flank, which has really surprised me, because I thought this left flank was the weakest out of all of the armies. But it seems like it's doing the best job, at least pushing forward. Maybe because they didn't have that death trap of artillery set up by the Skaven here. This was just a killing field, as we do have the warp fire throwers now unloading on the dwarven hammerers. And I think we're going to see the dwarven hammerers actually routing. And we're going into combat. That's extremely brave by these rattling engineers. And even though the dwarfs are routing, these are hammers at the end of the day. And yeah, we're going to force back the warp fire throwers, doing some nice damage to them. The artillery, though, is just still brutal. I mean, a lot of this artillery has been taken out. There's just so much left remaining. We do have Thorgrim going in, getting ready to right some grudges this day. The artillery is focusing down, though. That's a dangerous spot for Thorgrim to be. I imagine we'll see him routing very soon. The last push of the dwarf on this left flank is going, and that's all they can really hope for now, is to use these gyrocopters to silence the Globadiers. I mean, to be fair, the Skaven don't really have a ton left. They only have 1,200 rats left, and that really isn't a lot when you compare it to, like, Skaven forces. Honestly, though, they just need to silence as many of these missile units as possible. I think that's what Thorgrim's trying to do bravely. And he's actually going after Queek. Maybe if he can rout Queek, that would be awesome. We do have a general, though, a Grey Seer, and also Queek himself. And actually, Thorgrim's going to run from battle to try and fight another day, as this artillery is actually blocking him from escaping and allowing the warp lightning cannons to finish him off. That is not good. He's trying to push it out of the way. Get it out of the way, but the spikes are there stopping him. We also have the Grey Seer here. And the artillery is still coming in, hitting what remains of these hammerers. Thankfully, he's managing to dodge a majority of his shots, but he's out of there. He is done for. And it's going to be up to this last unit of Iron Breakers who are currently fighting against Queek to hold this in the honor. But I mean, balance of power has shifted back into the favor. Or not in the favor, but it's balanced out towards the dwarfs now. There's only 800 rats survive. These Iron Drakes are hammering them. And this left flank is completely corrupted. Yeah, but the left flank is completely gone in the favor of the dwarfs. I mean, they have an entire unit of hammerers back here. This is going to go down to the wire, I can already tell. I feel like the Skaven have this one in the bag, but now the Lord's coming in to hit these clan rats. There's not too many Stormvermin left. Granted, they do have a unit of rat ogres back here, which are going to be so deadly. But I mean, a lot of this artillery crew is just getting cut down now by these Iron Breakers. Have the rat ogres gone in yet? The rat ogres are in, but they've immediately routed, actually. I guess the fire was too much from the Iron Drakes. Hopefully they'll come back in if for the players of the Skaven right now, because they could be so valuable if they come back from routing. But the Iron Drakes aren't going to give them a moment to do that by setting them ablaze. Oh god, this is going to be such a close battle. I guess Ungrim and his brave men are holding. One of the alloy dwarfs have fallen though. Who is that? Is that Ungrim? That could be it for the battle. I don't know how much is left. I mean, we have one Dwarven Lord here. I guess that was Ungrim who's given his life. I'm not sure if we can see him right now. Can we see his dead body? He should be down here somewhere with his mohawk. Looking amazing. That's actually going to rout this left flank for the dwarfs. They have a few men left. And they also obviously have these runesmiths around this flank as well. But they're definitely running low, especially with this artillery still operational. One of the Dwarven Lords popping Deadly Onslaught, and he's going to go in to crack some rat skulls. Is this right flank? Yeah, this right flank is completely gone. I honestly just don't see how the dwarfs can come out on top. But balance of power is still so even. I mean, actually, maybe they can. There's just hardly any rats left. What happened to them all? I mean, the rats they do have are still Stormbowmen, but the dwarfs still have a lot in their numbers. I'm extremely impressed. I mean, these hammerers make up a large portion of them. This lord honestly just needs to get engaged here and fight them. But it looks like he's going to pull out of this engagement. Rest of the rats here. I mean, again, a lot of the rats are just these crappy warp lightning cannon crew. I mean, there's 55 of them here. Maybe the dwarfs are going to pull this one out of the bag. I just don't see how, though. I mean, granted, they are getting their guns to shoot these guys. If I was them, though, I would just charge them to stop them from shooting. Yeah, there are so many rats on these guns right now. There's 87 of them. That's a large portion of the rat army. I guess they just don't have any men left, or any rats left, I should say. And they're also running low on ammunition, as the guns continue to come in here. These Poison Wind Globadiers are throwing in their Poison Wind Globadiers and hitting the hammers, but it's not doing a lot of damage. The Rat Ogres have come back, and this is going to be huge as we come to the end of the battle. One rear charge could literally rout, because, I mean, we've got cannon crew in this battle. That's the issue. I mean, granted, you know, any dwarf is still a strong dwarf, but there is not a lot of strength left. But Balance of Power is shifting in the favor of the dwarfs. If these Stormbowmen can maybe open up and kill this Runesmith, that could be great. Trophy heads being popped as well. Going to be giving a huge debuff to this Runesmith. The hammers are on the way, almost ignoring these Poison Wind Globadiers. Well, I feel like at this point they're going to be doing more damage to their own men than anyone else. Especially once this Runesmith gets rid of that trophy head and gets all his melee attack. Rune of Negation going down, affecting the hammerers. How are the Rat Ogres done? Where are the Rat Ogres? Are they in or have they gone out? I think they've been routed again by maybe this unit of Iron Drakes right now. Have the dwarfs clutched this battle? Wow, this has been so close. Over here, the gunners have overwhelmed the artillery crew. Some more men there. They're going to come round. There's no artillery left whatsoever. And we also have these torpedo dudes coming in and hitting what remains of these Poison Wind Globadiers. Oh god, we're going to get on board here and just watch for hammerers. This is going to be such a close battle. Have the Stormbowmen have routed now. Oh my god, have the dwarfs won this? I was not expecting this. I was expecting the Skaven to hold here. Once the dwarfs get in and it comes down to like the last couple of units, the dwarfs are showing their mettle right now. I mean, this battle could still go either way. All it takes is some, you know, like a routing here. The last Dwarven General to die, as I think there is only one left. Yeah, this Dwarven General to die. I mean, this is a really nice little bit of crossfire right here. What do the dwarfs do? Go after the artillery, go after the general, and they're getting hit every single time. And they've actually lost on this left flank now as well. Balance of Power is looking so good for them. It's just whether or not they can rout the general. And they do have this Lord going in to try and achieve that. Queek is running back, but he also has the gunners back here as well, as these hammerers will just clean up what remains of this artillery. The gunners should maybe just turn and fight here. Getting some good shots off on Queek. Not quite killing him, but his morale is so low, and Queek's actually going to rout from the field of battle, and it looks like the dwarfs are going to win this day. Wow, that is really impressive, going down to the wire. But with the rout of Queek, I think we're going to see the rest of the Skaven forces going and just dissipating from this mine. And with only 246 dwarfs left, they have been victorious and they have reclaimed this mine. What an amazing battle that was. Really impressive. So let's take a look at the kills. We can see that the Iron Breakers, 333 kills, almost 300 in this one. Very nice. And even a Flame Cannon as well, doing an admirable job. The Doomstream's army, we can see again his Iron Drakes and his artillery. Amazing job. And also the Iron Drakes doing a really nice, along with the Iron Breakers as well as always. I mean, but the Iron Breakers always do great. This Lord getting 104 kills and the Gunners being the MVP alongside these Iron Breakers with 444 kills. Filthy. We take a look at the Skaven, and I think their MVP is going to be this artillery. 100 kills, 89 kills on this one. The infantry kind of being lackluster, but you know, the rest of this artillery really holding up. I mean, 82 kills on the Lord as well is kind of nice as well. Over on this side, the infantry doing a little bit better. The Doom Wield, 126 kills, not too bad. And then finally, again, the artillery being the MVPs. I guess I just didn't do enough, and the Skaven infantry just couldn't handle it. And it does look like the Abominations really did let the side down. You know, hardly any kills on any of the Abominations, which is kind of upsetting. I was kind of expecting a bit more from them, but I guess the dwarfs do have some really good tools to deal with anti-large. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. It really does help out the channel, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.